Am I live?
Yep, you're live.
Welcome, everybody, to our very first Mito Monday. I'm not sure I'm always going to do it at night, but I'm going to tell you what happened. I actually forgot to bring home, I had a whole real paper thing and easel, and I was going to do this outside. So now we have to do it inside, and I actually had to get the help of my son, my 11-year-old son, Bennett, to handle the camera because I forgot tripods and everything. So have a lot of patience in case it's a little wiggly. And we got a little surprise at the end. He decided on his own, he says, hey, can I do a little thing at the end and tell him the helpful hint? I want to tell him about blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, that's like, basically maybe the happiest mother on earth. So there we go. So that's what we're going to do. So he told me, I actually have been asking his advice because I'm trying to figure out how to take really complicated information that's keeping everybody sick, tired, and feeling like crap all the time, no matter how much money they're spending at doctors and on supplements and on workout regimens and all this stuff. And we're all still struggling sometimes, right? So I'm trying to explain super complicated things, and I'm basically using him as my major beta market study. Like, is that simple enough? Do you get it? And he's like, no. We're like, yeah, I get it. And so he kind of told me what to talk about, and I'm going to try to stick with that. I'm probably going to be more technical than he says I should be. He says I shouldn't talk about mitochondria at all, but I might a little bit. So I'm going to try to keep it a little short and do exactly what he said because I think he's on to something because the 11-year-olds seem to know how everything works. If I can teach an 11-year-old, I hopefully can change the world because if I can get your kids to do it, then you'll do it. And you won't be fighting your kids, and it'll be more harmonious, right? So Mito Monday does mean mitochondria, and so I do need to kind of briefly go over it yet again. And I'm just going to draw a cell really fast. I won't spend a lot of time. There's the nucleus. That's where we have our DNA, our genetic code. We're talking about these little things that are all over the place called the mitochondria, as we know of making the energy. Okay? I'm going to take this, and I'm going to make a bigger picture. Yo, Roshana, he got excited. You stay to the end, my boy's going to do a little something. He's going to make his teacher proud. And I swear he's winging it, so I don't know what he's going to say. I'm going to draw this mitochondria, which is a bacteria that we took into our bodies and made do a whole nother thing for us to give us endless amounts of energy. Mitochondria, here's one of your little factoid tips, something weird, just trivia. I don't know if you're doing bar trivia, this might be a question. But the mitochondria and the chloroplast in a plant are pretty much identical. They're doing the same thing. So chloroplast, a plant basically took the chloroplast, took a little bug inside of itself to do that for it. We did it with the mitochondria, okay? So there's two membranes on a mitochondria that are really, really important. And anybody who comes to my office knows I talk about cell walls, cell membranes, kind of incessantly. I think they're over it. But I just do it because I love you and I want you to feel better. So this is the outer membrane. Remember, this is a mitochondria. And then this is what the inner membrane looks like. It's got all these little squiggles. And all you need to know is, let's say this is healthy. Okay, let's say this looks good. I'm going to show you a sick one. So this is unhealthy. What's the difference? This can run electrons through it really, 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 really fast. It creates more magnetic pulse, which ends up creating more DC current. But let's leave it. It's just more energy. Okay? That's what happens. This can't run electrons through. This is stretched out. How do you keep it compact, the right shape? And how does it get stretched out and get damaged? The number one thing that does this is light. Okay, can you see that up there? You're good. Light is what's doing this. And the thing that is blowing my mind that I have known this, but I didn't really get it. And I've been doing this for a long time, and I love physics. And I'm like, how did I not understand this? It's right in my face. And a lot of brilliant doctors have figured this out, and scientists. This is not me making this stuff up. Einstein won a Nobel Prize for a photoelectric effect. What that means is this thing goes through here because it's carried on a photon of light. That's huge. Light is what's charging all of it. All my spiritual folks, my religious folks, every great book, every great discipline on that has talked about we are beings of light. We literally are. we do take light and turn it into everything, every food source, just like a plant. And it happens through here. It happens through the power of this electron that's the only thing that's running and being piggybacked on this pulse of light, a photon. So what's the deal with light? People forget all of this is the light spectrum. Radio waves are light waves. Microwaves are actually light waves. This is infrared waves. This is the visible light spectrum. This is all we actually see. Then here's ultraviolet rays. Here's X-rays. We all heard of those. And here are gamma rays. All of this, we are being bombarded with all these different frequencies, these photons of light all day. We only think of this part. So let's just say, so they're supposed to be in the atmosphere, but what's happened is non-natural, non-native forms of light over here and stuff have exponentially grown in our environment from the advances in technology. And I love technology because I can study a lecture from physicians in Scotland and learn what they're talking about in a conference, and I don't have to go there. That's awesome, but we do need to recognize what it's doing to us. We have altered our environment so severely with these things, and at the same time, we've put all these clothes on, and we run screaming away and hide in our little houses and hide in our jobs in these cubicles off in these little hellion places that some people, really sick building syndrome is real. And now they miss all of this light, the infrared, visible, ultraviolet light that you get from one place. And do you want to know the main place where we get, right? Where is the light? Where is the light? Right here. That makes the mitochondria the right place. Bennett, you want to say the answer out loud?
Yep, it's the sun.
That's right. So these are pictures I drew as a kid. And there's a reason that's the happiest thing around, because it's giving us all the light. This makes a happy mitochondria. This is why you should care. This is not pie in the sky theory about let's live natural. This is really what's resetting everything. And the main place it happens, let's see if everybody will guess what this is. What is that? That's an eye. This is the most important surface. We all know about the skin. Everybody thinks of the skin and vitamin D3, which is really a hormone. We don't talk about this. And we're going to get into this more and more. But this is the main tip I want you to know from me. Sunlight affects my eye by charging in with photons of light more electrons to run through this mitochondria. So, and sunlight through my eye, talking to my brain, is what keeps my mitochondria nice and tight. So if I don't get any sunlight on the regular, which who does anymore, they'll start to do this. Then if I'm not in the sunlight and I'm going and I'm sitting in front of intense blue light only, which are all these lights in my house mostly, the computer screens, the iPads, the iPhones, everything, then it looks like this. So then what happens with my potential of pushing an electron through? None. And so I have very little ATP left. This is diabetes, thyroid disorders, obesity, adrenal dysfunction, leptin resistance is controlled through your eye. The sunlight is controlling leptin. We can get into all this more. That's also chronic fatigue syndrome, right? Mitochondrial disorders are talked about now in everything. Chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, autism, methylation disorders, detoxification. If these are not working, nothing is working, and you don't feel good. I am personally recovering from a major mitochondrial problem, and I'm not going to get into all the details on that, but it is no joke, and it's why I've become obsessed with this, because what's wrong?
Nothing.
When it affected me and it affected my son, I became an obsessed lunatic a little bit. And he says, you're obsessed with me like I am, because I'll do anything to get us better. So I'm going to wipe this down a little bit. So my tip, get your eyeballs into the sun every morning. Period. While you're touching the earth in some type of barefoot or bare-handed way, okay? At a bare minimum for a few minutes. That is the least you can do. The skin is the other big play, so as much skin as you can have. Most people are forgetting about the eyes because they're wearing sunglasses. It's a mistake that I've been making, and I'm stopping. They aren't going in anymore. I'm not wearing sunglasses. And then the blue light that you're getting on in here, there's a reason I'm wearing these things on my eyes. And you're going to see my son, he's actually going to, I'm going to let him talk about it a little bit. So I'm going to switch over, and I'm going to leave it up to Bennett. So this is my boy. He asked if he could start working for me. I said, yeah, I think so. We didn't plan this at all. This is what he's going to do. It's his job. So I'm coming over, and we're going to switch places, okay? Hang on.
Hold it here, and you just like hold it on the thing like that. Gotcha. And do that, and then just stay right. Give me this. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna be telling like a helpful tip about something about like the sun and like all the blue light stuff. Anyway, so I actually just got these today. I'm actually going to be talking about glasses. You can get real glasses like this, but they're not real glasses. These glasses right here you can see, they're called UVEX glasses. You see how they are like orangish? You can get some that are red and some are yellow, but red is the most powerful, orange is second most powerful, but they basically block blue light, and blue light is fine. I'm not saying blue light is bad for you. It's just blue light is bad for the eyes in too much amounts, and it's bad when like the screen is bad. You get blue light naturally from the sun. That's completely fine. It's in the morning because blue light wakes you up. If you're at night, the screens are like, I think it's like 4 times the amount of blue light that the sun gives. But anyways, it's constantly blue light. They can actually make it with red light, but I don't know why they don't because that's way healthier, but the screen would look different. And I think it's more expensive, so they just want to be cheap. These protect your eyes from blue light. They kind of filter it out, because what's good is like the red light and stuff, that's perfectly fine.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So because what's the type of light at night we've evolved naturally to be able to see?
Oh, fire. We're naturally only supposed to see fire. So like even like light bulbs, like that light bulb right there is actually blue light coming. We're not actually naturally supposed to see, like you know how they used to have all those like orange lights, and now we have like those bright like yellow lights. I mean yellow, sorry. White lights. Those are like have blue light in them and stuff. We're only supposed to see fire. That's what our brain, the mitochondria, is supposed to see. But these filter out the blue light a lot, and since they cover the sides, it cuts peripheral vision too, so it doesn't get in the sides. So it filters out lots of blue light. These are actually my mom's, but I use them too sometimes. Now these are my personal favorites. They don't have as much of a tint. Maybe you can see them. They're like yellow. It's hard to see on the camera, but they have a yellow tint, but they're not as noticeable. These are called, you can get these for like 30-something bucks. 20-something bucks, actually. Yeah. They're called Ducos Optic Computer Gaming Glasses, and they have amber colored and yellow. These are yellow. They're not as powerful as amber, but they block out a lot of screens, and it's good because you can wear them, and they kind of look like regular glasses, and you can wear them during the day and stuff, and people won't think like, because these look kind of ugly, so you don't want to go wearing these in the supermarket because that just looks weird. But these are great for like the house. These are great for when you're in the car, at your home, at work. It depends on where you work.
And later in the day.
And later in the day, yeah. At night, like say if you're on a screen at night, you can put these on, they'll help. These are great for the day. They're not as powerful, so I wouldn't suggest them at night. But so they're great to just wear all the time. But even if you can't wear them all the time, if you carry them in your purse, if you carry them in your backpack, or you put them in there, they're best if you just keep them on all the time. That's what you want. But if you can't
Can I interrupt that? Do we want to block the sunlight if we're outside with those?
You don't want to do it outside. Yeah. You don't want to do it outside.
Right.
But like inside and stuff, you want them on. And if you can't do that or don't want to do that, even if you keep them in your pocket, and then when you use your computer or your phone or your iPad, say you're just like going to pull out your iPad and do this.
Right. So at the office, right, I just have a bunch of them. I just have these.
And my mom has like tons of these at like all her computers and stuff like that, so that when people go on their computers, they can be like, yeah, and they don't block the light off. These actually come. You know what? Can I go get the kit? It's in my room really quickly. Like that is camera.
It's okay. We'll do it next time.
They come with a nice hard shell case. They come with a special cleaner, and they come with like a soft shell little bag, and they come with a kit to fix it. So I'd actually highly suggest these in the amber set. They're called, if you can get them on Amazon for like $20. They're not on Prime, but you can get them for $20. They're called Ducos Optic Computer Gaming Glasses, and they're great, and they're really high quality.
We're going to recap. I'm going to let you recap. So, what fills you up full of, what's the light that fills you up full of energy? Well, sunlight.
Sunlight, well,
Right,
yeah. Like the red light is
And the
good
red
light
and the
for you.
purple light, right. And there's
And
purple in there. And
The-
then, so you're
the
filling
blue,
up
You don't want the blue light.
later in the day.
Yeah.
Because it's just blue, not the full spectrum.
These are good glasses. These
Awesome.
are great glasses too. I get these too. They're called UVEX glasses. You can find them.
So that's a way they can protect themselves from the dangers of the blue light.
I also really recommend these. And I was actually wearing these while I recorded that, because then when I was looking at the screen, I did this. So, yeah.
You say thank you?
Oh yeah, and thank you for watching this. Yay!